let me see. Let me see. Took care of that a while ago. Oh look, that's done now. So after today, what we've got is Asian Shards of Alara, Corsets, Scars of Mirrodin. That'll take one fucking day. Oop. You didn't hear that. It'll take one day. So, Urza's Destiny. Blue, artifact. I got one land hanging out in here. So, let's get tired to start talking about this. Blizzard Elemental, he's a 5/5 flying fatty. Pump Mondo to untap him. It's okay. Bubbling Beebles, he's an overcosted 3/3, but he's unblockable so long as an opponent, as defending player, controls an enchantment. Most notably, more for its flavor text. Chancellor Rain cancelled the annual Beeble Roast. I should have married a crueler woman. Baron. You get the idea that the Beebles weren't very popular at the Tolarian Academy. I don't know why, you know. There's Brine Seer. Like the other Seers, he does something funky. You pay 2 costs and a blue. I can speak English, I really can't. 2 costs and a blue, you tap him. Reveal any number of blue cards in your hand. Counter a target spell unless its controller pays 1 colors for each card revealed this way. Makes sense, fun stuff. Oh dear, donate. Donate, donate, donate. Oh, there's a card that like broke so many things back in the day. 2 colors and a blue, sorcery, target player gains control of target permanent you control. I don't need this here. I don't want this here. Most popularly used with Illusions of Grandeur from Ice Age. It was a blue enchantment with a cumulative upkeep. That said, when it comes into play, gain 20 life. When it leaves play, lose 20 life. The idea is you play it, gain your 20 life, donate to your opponent, and the second he stops paying the cumulative upkeep, he loses 20 life. But these days, interestingly enough, donate is part of effectively is the activated ability of Zudrun the Great-Hearted from the Red, White, and Blue Commander precon. Fatigue. Colors in a blue, sorcery, target player skips his or her next draw step. It's not bad. It's not great, but it's not bad. We also got some weird miscellaneous stuff in here. Thieving Magpie. It's a fun little card. It's a 1/3 flyer. Whenever it deals damage to an opponent, draw a card. It's pretty solid. It's got an evasion ability. It's got a draw card ability. What more can you ask for? Quash. The last of the cycles of get rid of something and rip all copies of it out of your opponent's hand, graveyard, and deck. Quashes counters instants and sorceries, and rips all copies out. Scent of Brine. It's Brine Seer on a single effect on the single card. You know what it does. Only really got 2 cards here for it, which kind of is feels like a letdown, especially seeing how they've had a presence both in Urza's block and an invasion block. Metathran. And I do wish Metathran would make a comeback. You know, I liked them. We've got the Metathran Soldier. He's a 1/1 unblockable for a colorless and a blue. And the Metathran Elite, who's a 2/3 for a colorless and double blue, who's unblockable as long as he has an enchantment on him. Kids, that's fun stuff. Fledgling Osprey. It's a 1/1 for 1. Gains flying as long as it's enchanted. Seriously, guys, you should have just reprinted, made a functional reprint of Flying Man. Really, really. Rescue, bounce a permanent you control to owner's hand. Private Research. It's a blue. It's an enchantment, a creature enchantment. During your upkeep, you put a page counter on it. When enchanted creature is put into a graveyard, draw a card for each page counter on Private Research. Sigil of Sleep went great with pinging creatures. My fairy deck uses those with Thornwind fairies. Whenever enchanted creature deals damage to a player, return target creature that player controls to owner's hand. Kid science, fun stuff. PQRS. And there be the blue. Battery on this thing's getting low. I'm going to try and hurry this up a little bit. Braidwood Sexton. It's a colorless, 2 colors tap, sack it. Search for a basic land, put it into hand, shuffle. It's kind of a mono fixer for any color. It's okay. 2 drops. We had Scrying Glass, which was all right, but never really all that great. 2 to play, 3 tap. Choose a number greater than 0 in a color. Your opponent reveals his or her hand. If they have exactly the chosen number of cards of the chosen color, draw a card. It's alright. It's not great. Powder Keg is something similar you saw going along for a lot of years afterwards. It's 2 colorless. Beginning of your upkeep, put a fuse count. You may put a fuse counter on it. Tap and sack it. Destroy each artifact and creature with converted mana cost equal to the number of fuse counters on it. Three drops. We got Urza's Incubator. 3 colorless. When it comes into play, choose a creature type. Creature spells of that type cost 2 colorless less. Braidwood Cup is basically a slightly improved version of Fountain of Youth. 3 colorless artifacts, tap it for a life. Whoop-dee-dee. No one cares. Caltrips, whenever a creature attacks, Caltrips deals 1 damage to it. Storage Matrix, so long as it's untapped. Each player chooses to untap during their untap step artifacts, creatures, or lands. Oh, wait a second. Ooh, that's interesting. Never noticed that before. It's all permanents of the chosen. Oh, wait, that he or she controls. Okay, never mind. For a second, I thought I read it wrong and that it said all permanents of the chosen type. Didn't notice the he or she control. You know, I've read cards wrong before. Everybody has. It happens. Oh, and a Brass Secretary. It's a 2/1 for 3 mana. You pay 2 colors and sack it for a draw card. Nothing special. We've got Extruder, 4 colors for a 4/3. Echo. Sack an artifact to put a +1/+1 counter on target creature. Here's a little hint, fellas. If you're trying to run if you're trying to make a Ravager deck, this will make a nice budget replacement for Ravager if you can't find them. 5 drops, we've got the Mantis Engine. He's a 3/3 for 5. You can pump 2 colors to give him flying or first strike till end of turn. Or you can do it twice and give him both. Or you can just use him as a mana sink, which really isn't all that important these days with mana burn going. Therian Golem, I've mentioned him before. He's an M12 as an uncommon. I'm not sure what to think of him being an uncommon. I mean, are they planning on making Innistrad, the next big set, enchantment heavy? You know, I mean, between that and I can't remember what it's called off the top of my head, the new white creature enchantment that gives enchanted creature +4/+4 flying, and I believe it was vigilance. Was it first strike? I can't remember. And the enchantment recurs itself if the creature goes to the graveyard. I'm tempted to say this means they're going to try and make enchantments good again. They made it a point to with the Umbras and the Totem Armor mechanic back in Zendikar block. But I don't know. Maybe it's just a red herring. Here we have Yavimaya Hollow. It's a legendary land. Tap for a colorless, pump green, and tap it to regenerate target creature. It's okay. I could easily see that going into green EDH decks. He's left to run one anyway, so it being legendary isn't a big deal. I think tomorrow I'll declare it unambitious day and sort through Shards of Alara, and then I'll resort through Invasion. Invasion's a nice place to go after Urza's block, because Mercadian Masks is already done. To be perfectly honest, a lot of us would rather it didn't exist. But you didn't hear that from me. Oh yeah, you did. But Invasion more or less wraps up Urza's story. That's where Urza's story ends. After that, the story focuses more on other characters. It's kind of interesting, we've got Karn and whatnot, so we're still coming back to, or referencing Urza's a little bit, which I don't really have a problem with. I really don't. I'm thinking that the Planeswalkers are going to take take center stage in the stories in the game now that they're printing new versions of Planeswalkers. They're making Planeswalkers more central to their marketing, etc., etc. So, we'll see how that works out. I'm just waiting to see what the new version of Liliana Vess looks like. Yeah, she wasn't in M12. We all knew she wasn't going to be there. She's going to be reprinted in Innistrad, if not in the set proper, then somewhere in the block. And alright, being perfectly honest, the original Liliana Vess was okay, but not great. However, you put her in an old school casual discard deck. Yeah, I know, casual and discard in the same sentence. A lot of people don't think that belongs together. But you put her in old school casual discard, she will rip people apart. Because she basically sits there and says, yeah, hi. I make you discard, I tutor for stuff, and her capstone ability is, hey, yeah, all those creatures in your graveyard that I either killed, or more likely made you discard, yeah, they're mine. Any creatures I have in my graveyard, those are mine too. It's a beautiful thing. Oh well. I'll catch you guys later. Call this done before the battery runs out on me. Be good, fellas.